Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, Supercast. The Supercast is where we talk about, of course, superheroes in the pop culture space. That is going to be TV, movies, video games, all that good stuff, the live action and the animated. And I am Mo Pupe, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. Now I'm joined by the anime enthusiast, the video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. Lottie, how you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great. Doing great. Ready to talk about comic books and superheroes on this bye week.
Yeah, that's right. As Lottie's alluding to, we are on some. We're on in this episode. We're calling it the bye week, because there's not a whole lot going on this week in the superhero space. We're in a weird little gap between major releases and not a whole lot going on. People are diligently working in Hollywood and around the world to produce quality superhero entertainment. And in the meantime, we just have to I don't know, play around in the dirt or something like that. We got to make things up. So, in the spirit of that, let's reach for, as we always do at the beginning of the Supercast, the news items that caught our eye that are related to superheroes in the pop culture space. So we're gonna
hmm
dive into some news on this bye week. So, starting off news for this week, we're going to start as we usually do because there's usually more of it than any other news. We're going to start with some Marvel news. Marvel, uh, of course, we all know they're on a frenzy right now. They're putting all sorts of shit out and they're working and working and working. So, in that spirit, Lottie, yeah, I know Ant Man was your jam. Would it interest you at all to know that Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania has officially begun filming, according to um, Peyton Reed, the director, who posted a picture from the set on day one of filming a few days ago. Um, was We don't know shit else about it except that Kang the Conqueror is going to be the bad guy. So that's
Yep, my
that's that
boy.
that's the entire. But they've begun filming. So what do you think?
It's about damn time. And honestly, Ant Man, the original Ant Man, in my opinion, is one of my underrated like sleeper picks of like best Marvel movies. And a lot of people don't talk about that movie. A lot of people said, "Oh, I didn't watch that movie. It looked dumb." And I'm like, "What's wrong with you guys?" I I absolutely loved the Ant Man movie. I loved Ant Man and Wasp. It was not as good as the original, but Ant Man, I feel like, is a very, very underrated Marvel character, and I love how like the Russo brothers are like, well, f you guys. You guys may not find Ant Man popular, but we're gonna keep making movies. You're gonna like him eventually. We're gonna make you like him.
Right.
You're going, you know.
Yeah. Well, that I'm excited about this. I mirror your sentiment. I really loved the first Ant Man. I thought it was pretty genius. Paul Rudd is just one of the most charming. Yeah, let's just call it like this. I saw a meme on Twitter and that they were like, people in the MCU that you can't hate, and he was on the list, and I was like, absolutely. Who can hate Scott? Who can hate Scott Lang? Scott Lang's
Yeah,
great. What I mean, like, I'm not kidding. He is in the best tradition of Marvel heroes. Um,
yeah.
just kind of like a smart guy that made some stupid decisions, and his daughter Cassie is like adorable and she's hilarious, and his little crew of people at the security firm, the ex-cons, they're all hilarious. I mean, they're all hilarious. I mean, it's just
Oh,
what's
the
not to like?
stars.
Especially Michael Pena's character. He's just telling the story. I mean, what's not to like? And I agree. Ant Man and the Wasp wasn't as good as the first one, but I still really liked the hell out of it. And Ant Man figured pretty prominently into Avengers Endgame, so I think that really kind of blew his character up. And then they're gonna say Kang is in this thing. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally just saw a variant of Kang in Loki. So, and he's gonna blow up. I mean, I'm super excited for
I
this
really
movie.
feel like the Russo brothers are doing this. Like they see because I've read interviews from them.
Well, you know that,
They notice.
but they're not doing anything in the MCU anymore. This
Oh, they're
is
not.
no, this is the director of this is Peyton Reed, who he
Okay.
directed. He directed the second one all on his own. The first one, he came in to direct after. There was another director before, and he came in to kind of finish up. So he sort of co-directed. So, but like I said, that guy, he's got a pretty good idea of the character and everything. It's good to see. And you know what? The picture that he posted
Hmm.
was a picture of that jacked up rabbit that Scott gave to Cassie. Remember that little stupid ugly bunny in the first one?
Yeah.
And that's the picture. He's like, all right, we're starting officially. So this guy's got a great sense of humor, and I'm sure I have high confidence in this upcoming and it's bound to be consequential, just because it's got Kang in it, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Kang a lot over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So this just the
Uh,
begin. Well, it's not the beginning. The prequel, if you will, of Kang was Loki, and this I anticipate is going to be just the opening act in the whole Kang saga. So that's starting. We'll figure a few months, and then we're gonna hear a little bit more on it. Hopefully, we'll get some leaked set footage and all that fun stuff. Um,
uh,
no, I think moving on to the next item on our list, Lottie.
mhm.
I know you like a good little superhero related toys and merch and all that fun stuff, right? You like
Mhm.
and I know. Well, if you're like me, you like Legos, right? Uh,
Oh yeah.
so what we got this is a bit of a, I don't want to say spoiler, but just um toys are spoiling the shit out of things now. But Legos, they have some new Phase 4 Marvel minifigures representing. They're representing for the first time, I think, the MCU Disney Plus shows, and so we got a line of, looks like 12 new minifigures representing different characters. And as you can see on the picture, uh, there's they're, first of all, they're badass. I just want to say that they're from Falcon and the Winter, like they literally they're from the first 4 Disney Plus shows: Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and then Marvel's What If. And
I pray to God that this is the what if, because if Spider Strange is canon, no, it's not that I wouldn't like it. It's just why would you ruin this for me?
it's the see, it's gonna, yeah, there's, look, it's gonna make sense. We haven't seen What If yet, but
Oh, it's oh shoot. I
uh,
scroll down all the way and I see what you talk about, the what if thing,
yeah.
and now oh no, don't tell me they ruined the movie.
No, they haven't ruined the movie. That's the Marvel. No, that's Marvel. That's from What If. That spider
Oh,
you see, that's an episode of What If.
oh, Spider
Yeah.
Strange.
Now I
Okay,
guarantee. Yeah,
okay.
we'll see. You're gonna see. So if you look at it, so it's got you got Sylvie with the little crocodile Loki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next to her is Star Lord, T'Challa as Star Lord.
Who's that frog?
Yeah, next to him
Oh
is
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's Frog Thor. That's
yeah,
Loki, TVA
yeah.
Loki with Frog Thor.
Thor, yeah, frog
Then
Thor, yeah.
next to him is Captain Carter with the Tesseract.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
on the next one, I believe that is Monica Rambeau. I believe that's who that is on the left.
yeah,
Ne-
yeah. That's yeah.
next to her is Gamora. Uh, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Think from What If. Then even more interesting, Zombie Captain America.
Oh
That's for
no, the zombies. Oh
right.
Jesus.
And then next to him, and you see, it's like, why is there a head next to him? Next to them is, as you rightly pointed out, Spider-Man, the Doctor Strange looking Spider-Man with the cloak of levitation. And then on the front aisle is just these are from Falcon and Winter Soldier. You got Bucky with Cap shield, and then you have the new Captain America, Sam Wilson with Captain America's shield and those big old
Mhm.
wings. And then next to him is Wanda as her Scarlet Witch, and
Mhm.
then we have the new White Vision.
Yeah, the White
So
Vision.
and they show. I mean, honestly, first of all, genius. Can we call it
Yes.
genius? I want every one of these things. I, I don't know how they anticipated us loving this stuff, but I look at these and I'm like, I need these right now on just on my shelf. They look
Yeah.
so awesome. Like
I want
I need to figure out where to get these from.
yeah, I want Spider Strange so bad. I
Yeah.
want I want the Spider Strange.
I love this. Disney really dropped the ball with the Mandalorian. Their merchandising for that, but they're not dropping the ball on the MCU Disney Plus stuff. They're on top of it. That looks pretty
Yeah.
awesome right there. Um, in the same vein, and we're gonna stay on toys. And this is I don't want to call this spoilery stuff, but we were just looking at something that was talking about what if. Well, they've Hasbro has debuted the official what if figures. Their figures. I think they're legendary or what a legend collection, whatever figures. The real nice, detailed, posable action figures of theirs for the what if show. And
Mhm.
so we have, I don't know if you look down through it, we've got the Watcher, that looks like it's a badass looking Watcher, to be honest. Looks really cool. After that, Zombie Captain America, which is something, this is not really a spoiler. They showed that Zombie Captain America was in the trailer for Marvel's What If, but that looks freaking sweet. That's again, I'm like, where can I get these? So you got Zombie Captain America. Then you have a Spider Man, but you also have Spider Man with the cloak of levitation. And so, like, where's that come from? So this is all again, what if we don't know exactly where that's from? Then you have a Doctor Strange. That's apparently this is an alternate version of Doctor Strange.
Mhm.
And then we have the Captain Carter, and that Captain Carter one looks the sculpts on these are really nice. Like that looks just like Haley Atwell. They did a really good job on that one. She looks like
Yeah.
a badass. Uh, the one after that, it says Heist Nebula. So she has it's Nebula with a blonde wig on for some reason. I don't know why, but she's apparently probably going to be in the episode with T'Challa as Star Lord, and we have another one of those also. Um, and they are apparently these are on order starting tomorrow on the 29th of July. It looks badass. All those look pretty sweet. So yeah, that's gonna be. Oh, and also, are they gonna have Sylvie? Oh, they have. Oh man, they have a Sylvie one also. Hell yeah, that's man. I'm not one to really spend a lot of money on stuff like this. I'm more of a Funko Pop sort of person. But shit, these look sweet. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, cuz I am a huge fan. I love Legos. I grew up off of Legos, and I really do find it cool that, I really do find it cool that nowadays with just everything, they're taking the merchandising and toy collecting slash stuff like more seriously. Like there's actually there are people like me, you, and others that do like this stuff. I wish that this is off topic. I wish Nintendo um will do better with their toy merchandising. Not everybody just wants to buy Mario Nintendo, but um it's cool,
um,
man. I really do like.
I'm almost certain. Since you're speaking of Nintendo, I can guess what will make you just like fall out of your chair if they announce tomorrow. See those legend figures? All right, you see, just look at any one of them. Now,
Hmm.
picture Samus.
Don't,
Just
don't play with me. Don't
I just said picture
play.
Sam. And you know what? What I think, what they you'd be like. You ever seen that meme where it's Fry from Futurama? He's like, "Shut up and take my money." I know to shut up
Yes.
and take your money for you, Samus. But she can also transform into the ball.
Oh yeah, shut up and take my money. Shut up and take my. It's like when I saw that trailer. I remember when everybody was like, I saw the new Metroid trailer. Then like my friends, where we were watching it live, they were like, "Oh, it's 2D." I said, "I don't give a damn. I don't care."
Those are the
Oh
2D
man,
ones were arguably the better of the series anyway. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
yeah,
Uh,
uh,
but that's really cool. Like I said, Marvel they're on top of their merch. That's some good looking stuff. It might actually get me to break down and start investing in the Legends figures because I mean seriously, I'll take a Sylvie. Thank you. Please can I have another Sylvie and Loki and a Mobius. Anytime y'all want to do that. So. That's cool looking. It kind of gives us a look into what if is going to be about also. Well, our next story, it's look again slow news week, but we're gonna look at this anyway. Dang it, we have something of a rumor, I guess, and this rumor comes from Murphy's what's it Murphy's Universe? It's the guy that his site says that he's got insiders, whatever. Maybe he does, um, but apparently Marvel Studios has nine, count them nine, unannounced Disney Plus series. Um, is this a surprise? I just want. Is this really? Is this news? I
no, it's
wonder.
not
Is
new.
is this news?
I mean, it's like I told everybody. Like I had a friend. I had a friend like about 2 weeks ago, and he like we were on the phone, and he was just like, "Man, this year has been really slow for TV shows." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Bro, have you not been watching like, do you know the Marvel superhero shows, Invincible and all that stuff?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I heard they're good, but I just haven't watched it." And I was just like, "What boulder have you been under for the past 7 months?" I'm like, come on, man. Marvel and Invincible have been killing TV. Like honestly, I've never seen such an absolute amount of people watching nerd stuff. And people are like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh when's the next?" They're calling me, going like, "When's the next Marvel show? Who's gonna be in the next Marvel show?" I'm like, "Guys, I'm still learning about this stuff too. Calm down." Because it seems like every time with Marvel's TV shows, every time we're like, I'll watch it. That's how that was the consistency with Loki, and then Loki just kept getting better and better to probably, in my opinion, probably one of the best. I don't know if I should put. I don't know if it's better than. Nah, it's not better than Invincible. I'll take that back. The finale is not better than Invincible. It's the second best finale of this year because I've like I said in the last one, I've never been so like mind destroyed by this villain to the point that I went from I want to kill this guy to please we got to figure out we don't let this guy die. And I feel like yeah, Marvel has everybody by the balls when it comes to these TV shows. And now they can make a freaking what's that dude? Howard the Duck TV show.
Oh
Everybody
man,
will tune in and watch that.
please give me a Howard the Duck TV show. I will show up for that. I will absolutely show up for that. Why not? Like, yeah, who knows what they're. I hear Howard the Duck's going to show up in the episode of What If with T'Challa. So
Hmm.
T'Challa is Star Lord. So I mean, why not? But I look at as of now, we know the Marvel slate. So far they've done three of their Disney Plus shows, and there's three more coming. So we know What If is premiering next month or on the 11th of August. Then we still have Hawkeye and Miss Marvel for the rest of the year. But we also know that they are currently, as of now. I mean, you can anywhere you can go if you want to see. They're working on
Mm-hmm.
She-Hulk. You know,
Oh
they're
yeah.
they're
Oh yeah.
working
Yeah. Yeah.
on
Yeah.
they're working on Moon Knight. Like they're working for real. It looks the little. I mean, they haven't shown any stuff, but they shown the training for it. You know, they're working on Secret Invasion. Right. These are all they're I hear tell that they haven't announced these things. Well, they have announced announced Armor Wars, which is going to star Don Cheadle as Rhodey, and they've also announced it's what's the name of the there's a one about a person that makes an Iron Man armor, there's one for that. They've already sort of announced that, and so Disney Plus is obviously a big part of the Marvel strategy going forward. So again, is it a surprise that they have 9 things in the pipe? I've every time we talk, I literally say, what do I say every time? That they're the
Mm-hmm.
smoothest criminals in the game right now because they are literally 5 years down the line. They're not even everything we're doing, everything we talk about right now. We're like, "Ooh, I can't wait till this come out." They had this worked out like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They just need to staff it up and get it shot. But I'm telling you, the stuff they're talking about these 9 projects. They've been decided that shit was going to happen. They just waiting to staff it up. So I'm not surprised in the least. Now the question is, what are these 9 things that are coming again? The 9 things that are unannounced. Because
I
I've
will.
already I've already it's Ironheart was the name of the other one. So I've already
Oh, we're getting an Ironheart.
yeah. So we got Ironheart. That's it's an Iron Man like character.
Yeah.
And then so Ironheart, Miss Marvel, the Marvel, and She-Hulk. Moon Knight. I've heard that they're trying to figure out how to work Werewolf by Night into the mix. So maybe they're going to lean into the horror, mystical side of things. What if they're I mean, seriously, we could sit here and try to speculate. What the hell are they going to do?
I will.
Remember we were talking about Daredevil possibly being in She-Hulk and Spider-Man No Way
Yeah.
Home. I mean,
I would love for them to do Daredevil, and also I would love for them to do a Heroes for Hire. That would be really good.
that'd be rad.
Um,
I'm on that.
I would love for them to do. Nah, should I don't know if they should make. Nah, I don't think they should make another Fantastic Four
Well,
origin movie.
they're making a movie, so who knows how they're going to do that?
But I
But
don't think. But I was saying maybe I would love to see a Victor Von Doom TV show, or a show going into the a little bit of the the Celestials slash like higher beings like the Tribunal and all them. I love to see stuff like that. Or or where's what's his name? Um Nova.
how man, you were on it. That in the article. They're like, well, could Nova be one of them? I mean, good. Why not? Why not?
Yes.
He's why not? He's been out in space and stuff like that. We know the Nova Corps was quote destroyed, but that doesn't mean the Nova Force was destroyed.
And he was supposed to be like, I guess, like a kid version of him was supposed to be in Endgame.
Yep. So we have Nova. What about that again? They're mentioning other people. Ghost Rider could go. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Oh
could
yeah.
could
Yeah.
Ghost Rider be possibly made again? This is related to the fact that we have Blade. If we have Doctor, well, look, it feels this way. If we have Doctor Strange, right,
Hmm.
then we can have Blade because Blade and Doctor Strange have fought side by side. So if we have vampires and stuff, we could probably have werewolves. So we could have Werewolf by Night. Well, we can have that. We can probably have Ghost Rider, right? So there's
Yeah.
there's a list of like a side of Marvel that thus far has been unexplored, but we know from Loki that there are vampires. So it stands to reason. And hey, if we go with that, we can probably get Man Thing, right? Then we can if we can get Man Thing, then we can probably get the nexus of all realities. And if we have that, then that plays right into the multiverse aspect of everything. So there's a, I know that's a long line of reasoning that requires a bunch of different things, but to be quite honest, it's we already know they're going mystical, right?
I really wanted to see Ghost Rider try to penetrate what's his name? Um I really want to see him try to penetrate Deadpool, and Deadpool just look at him and be like, "What was that supposed to be?"
He's just look
My
at the camera.
penetrate doesn't work on you.
I have to say, it's like I have no remorse for anything. Well, I'm gonna say there. I mean, there's so many other characters and other possibilities,
Hmm.
all of which can tie back to the multiverse aspect of the MCU moving forward, or just some like more street level Monday because we've been spending a lot of time on high level threats, high level world shaking stuff. It's about time to bring things back down to earth. I think Black Widow was a good start to start moving things back more down to earth because everything doesn't have to be the end of the world. Maybe it could just be some bullshit's happening in one part of the world, and we need a hero to do something about it. So I think it's just a good time for them to kind of pump the brakes on the reality bending stuff and tell stories that are a little more, a little more close to home, I guess you could say. And or also they can go out into the cosmos, but threaten another world. Damn it, Earth's fine right now.
And plus, I was just talking about this with my brother. You don't need to have every like Avengers character or Marvel character to be fighting like the end all be all villain. You know what I mean? It's because, like you said, you, grounding the show again is good, but also you could have like like people like Kang. Like, as we know, during the time with everybody else is on Earth just doing things, dodging bullets. Loki's over here looking at a dude who can pretty much control the timeline. You know what I mean? And you don't have to get characters like Black Widow sister involved in something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can just use the characters that we know truly do get involved in the multiverses, which is Doctor Strange, Spider Man, and Ant Man. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and I look at it. There's thousands of characters in the Marvel, the Marvel canon. So there's all sorts of places you could go. This just has have to make sense and be interesting. And so I'm really kind of looking forward to them stretching out and maybe introducing some more, uh, maybe more exotic. I don't want to say exotic, but lesser known characters. Kind of like the way Suicide Squad does.
Mm-hmm.
So, last bit of Marvel news. And again, this is just really slow news, but something interesting. So, if you ever watched the show Better Call Saul, or Breaking Bad, which is where the character Saul comes from, uh, they've hired a writer for Better Call Saul, a showrunner and writer for Better Call Saul, to be at the helm of a head writer for Marvel TV show. Which you should. I mean, here's the thing about Marvel TV: it's kind of not the same as a regular TV show because in TV shows you have a showrunner, you have the person that creates and usually will run the show. You got a showrunner.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically they basically make sure that the episodes are getting made. So they're not a director, but they're kind of in charge of the directors and the writers and all that other stuff. They make sure it all gets put out. They don't really have showrunners at Marvel. They have head writers, then they have directors, they have a person that's more or less in control of the vision of the show, especially if it's a short, like 6 episode thing. So a head writer and a director, they work hand in hand to sort of create the vision for the show. And so the person's name, I don't know them, you know, beyond just what they're saying here, but Marion Dare, I think I'm saying that right. And it's on an unannounced Marvel Studio show because we don't need to know apparently. But this person, they've got a pretty good pedigree. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
they've worked on Curb Your Enthusiasm and the Goldbergs, and a story editor and write on Better Call Saul. So that tells me something. The Goldbergs it's one of my favorite shows. It's a comedy,
Yeah.
So I really love that show. And Curb Your Enthusiasm, also a comedy. Better Call Saul is something of a funny show also. So we have to ask ourselves, what kind of person, if that's their sensibility, their background, what is she working on? What comedic thing could she be working on? And I mean, I could think of a couple things. I don't know what's the funny Marvel TV show. What are you thinking?
Howard the Duck.
Well, please be true.
Howard the Duck.
I want
Better
you to
called Howard.
I want you to speak that into existence because I'd be there for it.
It would be a Howard the Duck. Just this is what it is. Like a Howard the Duck with featuring Deadpool.
I
Deadpool shows up every other episode.
I think I'd be there for that. Um, I'm trying to think. There could be damage control. I don't know if you're familiar with damage control. They are in the MCU right now. They're the Department of Damage Control. But in the comics, damage control is kind of a comedic take on, you know, the company that cleans up after superhero fights, and so it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like a sort of a workmen clearing up after that, and sort of the executives that have to deal with that thing. It's a fun little, like an office sort of comedy thing, but also superheroes are in and out. So that's definitely a possibility. I wish I could say Deadpool, but that's not true. He's another comedic person in there. So, or maybe they're going to go in the opposite direction and not do comedy at all. So, I would love for this to be like a young Avengers or something like that. So,
The Young Avengers.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Oh, that would be cool.
there's unfortunately not a ton of you know other information from this article, um, other than the fact that there are a bunch of shows that maybe have been announced but don't have an actual person or attached to them, like the Armor Wars. There's that I Am Groot show, which that's I think it's an animated short show. I doubt that's what they hired this person for. Um, and then there's rumors of a show for the character Echo, who is going to be in Hawkeye. And Echo she's like Daredevil, but instead of being blind, she's deaf. You know, and there's also you know hints of a show for like the Illuminati, which is, I don't know if do
Oh,
you
that's cool.
are you aware who the Illuminati is in Marvel?
Isn't it like Iron Man, Doctor Strange? Uh,
It's say
what's his name? Reed Richards. It's like the
right.
smartest people.
Yeah, so it's uh Iron Man, Professor X, Doctor Strange, Reed Richards, Black Bolt, and they wanted to include T'Challa, but T'Challa refused to join in with them. And I think and also I want to say they wanted Namor to be a member, and he also said no. Um,
Hmm.
so and yeah, they get up to some shit. let's just say they get up to some shit. So, I mean, any of these things would be great. Like someone with that writing pedigree, hell yeah, like throw them on that. So but this again, like I say, smoothest criminals in the game, right? Those, can you believe the number of people? Like seriously, sit and think about this. All of these projects that they have going, not just movies, but the TV shows, and they are recruiting from all over the place. I mean, like seriously, I mean, I follow this stuff a little more closely, so I know the names of the people who are the creators on these series. And now I'm like, where else have they done, and where are they going? The
Yeah.
creator, the writer on I think on what's it, Falcon, not Falcon and Soldier. On WandaVision is writing on a movie, and they're really kind of picking talent that maybe we don't know a ton about, like the showrunner or the producer of Loki mostly was directing and whatnot in England, and then she did this show, and now we're a little more aware of what she's doing. So these guys are really, they're when I say they're headhunting, they are headhunting and getting like hella talent right now. That's If
Hmm.
you ever want DC, y'all need to fucking pay attention. Like I know y'all wanna be chasing after Marvel's tail and shit like that. No shame in that because Marvel's tail is long as fuck. But like for real, y'all gotta see what they're doing. You gotta see what they're doing. And I think the DC is starting to get their act together because, they're spinning stuff off of their DCEU stuff. Like, I mean, I'm sure we may have talked about they're doing something like a Gotham Central show to spin off of the Batman movie that's coming out next year.
Hmm.
So they're a GCPD or something like that sort of show. James Gunn, he's doing the Suicide Squad, and we've heard nothing but good things about that. And they spun off a show for John Cena out of that movie. So they're starting to get wise, but I mean like they need to pay attention. That they're sucking up all the fucking air in the room, and these guys, if they want to be doing the same thing with HBO Max, they've got to get on it. Just saying, learn from the best, right? Copy from the best if you can.
DC, if you are listening, Teen Titans TV show.
They have a Titans show.
No,
They have a.
it's not as good.
It's not as well. They have no.
Mm.
They have the live action Titans.
Yeah,
It's not that good.
no, no. Teen Titan TV show. You can deposit $1,000 into my account. Or do you? Hey, do you want another good TV show, Marvel? Static Shock. You can also deposit some more money into my account.
They're
Well, I
making.
mean, no,
They're
not
making.
Marvel.
Well, DC. They're making a static movie. They're gonna
Yeah,
make a movie.
about damn time. What? It's about damn time. Come on.
Look. They're working on it. They're.
I like how the way you sound like it's like a kid. It's like you're talking like a father that's like, listen, he moves at his own pace. You have to be patient with him. You have to.
they're they're figuring their way out. Sort of.
All these good ass characters and villains, they're just like,
Let's make another Superman movie.
let's make
another Batman.
Batman movie.
Yeah. Well, I think that was all of the Marvel news, but we do have a couple DC items. Real quick, this again, just it's casting news. That's how dry a week this has been. Just casting news, and not even casting for anything animated or live action. It's for a podcast series for DC called Batman Unburied, and they've announced two of the castings for it. Bruce Wayne. Well, first we'll say Alfred is going to be played by Jason Isaacs, who I mean most people should know who he is, but if you don't, he was Lucius Malfoy from the Harry Potter.
Oh my god!
But he was also if you watched Star Trek Discovery, he was Captain Lorca. Jason Isaacs is
Malfoy.
well. Jason Isaacs is as a incredible actor. He has a long resume. Just a great. Every time I see him in something, you also remember him from The Patriot. He was the bad guy in The Patriot. So
Hmm.
he's great. So he's going to be Alfred, and in a bit, I guess a bit of surprising news, but also, in my opinion, awesome. You have uh, Bruce Wayne slash Batman, or should I say, Bruce Wayne, or Batman, played by M'Baku. Winston Duke is gonna be
Batman.
Batman. Is gonna be playing. He's gonna be playing. Winston Duke is going to be the voice of Batman in Batman Unburied. And this is an Elseworlds too. So it's an Elseworlds where a Batman. I guess Bruce Wayne is a forensics expert or something like that. Something,
Hmm.
and he's a detective, and there, I guess it's a murder mystery or something like that. So hey, good, good for Winston Duke. I've liked I like the guy. I thought he was the things I've seen him in. I've really enjoyed seeing him in, and so I'm sure he'll do a great job as the voice of Bruce Wayne. That said, um, I haven't been looking around to see if anyone cared about this, but cue the people talking about Bruce Wayne can't be played. He
The
can't be.
voice
He
of
can't be
Batman
voice.
cannot be
Cannot be
black.
voiced by. He can't be voiced by a black dude. That's crazy. Because he's
Why
gonna
is the
ha-
voice of Batman black?
or they're gonna be like Batman's just gonna sound like he's from the hood or something like that. Which I mean, I'm assuming this is being said because it's the internet and stupid racist or stupid racist. Uh,
Yeah.
but I will also note that Winston Duke is an actor, and he knows how to do different voices. And also, have you heard the guy talk? And and also, you know, what is he, Trinidadian? So if he sounded like anything, he'd have like more of an accent. And also, that's just racist. Yeah, it's fine. Look, it's just a voice, man. Chill out. Winston Duke's great. Anyone talking shit about Winston Duke is gonna get. He's gonna if
Drive
you
across their eyes.
look if you just start a bit like if you just start like, man, Winston Duke's like,
I'll feed you. I'll
I
feed
feed
you
you
to
to my
my children.
children.
I'll feed you to my
so,
children.
so yeah, don't be hating on Winston Duke. Not in my earshot, thank you, sir. But anyway, Batman is going to be played by Winston Duke. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a podcast, so I might have to check that out when they drop it. Last and not least on the news is look, next week it's D-Day, or should I say S Day for Suicide Squad Day. Finally, the Suicide Squad by James Gunn, directed by James Gunn, is going to be released into the wild. But it's already been reviewed. It's already been viewed and reviewed by many people up to this point. Um, and you know what? I never had a doubt. Let me just say I never had a doubt because the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are awesome, but even more
Mhm.
so, if you've ever seen anything else that James Gunn has done, the guy is like fucking magic. The dude is on point. So I had I was not surprised at all to see that. Yesterday it was 100%, but I think it's 98% today on Rotten Tomatoes of critics who
Wow.
have seen Suicide Squad. It is officially higher rated than The Dark Knight on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I think it's 55 reviews so far.
I
And
have a strong
everything
opinion
I've,
about the
I've
Dark Knight.
what say that again?
I have a strong opinion about the Dark Knight.
Well, I would say, hold your fire for a moment. But yeah, the apparently it's doing really well. I have not seen a bad review for it, or I have not seen a bad review Twitter impression, any short blurb, everyone says this movie's awesome. It's got fucking King Shark in it biting a dude's head off. If that's if that is a part of this movie, I can't see how this fails. So, um, all that being said, how hype are you, Lottie? How hype are you now for this? Now you hear all these people talking. How hype are you now for the Suicide Squad?
It got 100 on Rotten Tomatoes. That wow. I'm excited to see this movie. I want to see. Wow. I'm still the 100. Wow. I
Well, like I
really
said, I think it's 98% now, but
still though. I mean,
yeah.
superhero movie above 70% is amazing in my opinion. Any superhero movie. I'm excited to see this, and it comes out tomorrow.
Well, it's not tomorrow.
Ooh.
It's not tomorrow. It's next Thursday. So it's next.
You.
That's why this is the bye week. So we don't want
Uh,
comes out next week. But you know what? In general, it's a good thing when studios let the review embargo end a week before the movie comes out. Because
mhm,
that means that they think that the reviews are all going to be great and everyone's going to go run out to see it because the reviews are great. And that's
mhm.
generally true. Usually, not always, but usually,
Oh yeah.
when the review embargo ends the day before the movie comes out, it's usually trash.
Mhm.
So I think this bodes well. But again, I had no doubt at all in my mind. In fact, I'll tell you when I knew that this movie was going to be fire. I'll tell you the exact moment I knew it.
When?
It was a year ago during that Comic Con at Home event that they had last year. Was it in August, about a year ago? And they did a trailer, and it wasn't even a trailer. It was a behind the scenes, we're doing stuff thing, and then it was a character intro clip, and it's just like shots of them, and I was like, y'all got fucking King Shark, y'all got Polka. I was just looking like, oh, okay, oh, whatever y'all are doing, cool, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited for this movie.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
I want to see it.
Yeah, it should, and it's got a massive cast, and you know a bunch of those dudes are gonna fucking die. Apparently, it's really gory and shit like that, but it's hilarious. And Harley Quinn's no in hell is gonna die. So,
Yeah,
but she's gonna make
she
it.
has plot armor.
Yeah,
She
she's
has
gonna make
plot
it.
armor on her side.
But still, it looks great. I'm just excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, all right. Oh, that's all. I think that's all the news for the. That is all the news for this week. Hey, look, we managed to get quite a bit of time off of the news this week.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, so anyway, I'm sure we missed some things that you guys thought we might cover, and so hey, why don't you let us know what it is that we missed? Maybe we can talk about it at another time, or just chop it up in general. So hit us up, Super Not Funny Show at gmail.com or at Super Not Funny S1 on Twitter. And or you can hit us up in the comments, of course. We'll talk about it and be about it. All right, Lottie. On this bye week, we gotta find something to sort of make as our central topic, even though nothing's really happening in the world
Happening.
of
Yeah.
superheroes today. But that's cool. We're nerds. We know how to do this. And I think this week we're gonna do a little bit of nerd talk. We're gonna do a nerd talk segment. And you know, why not kick it off? Why don't we do the first nerd talk with the first superhero, the first for real superhero? So the topic for this week, we're going to talk about Superman, the influence of Superman, specifically the knockoff Superman. All of the,
Yeah.
all of the wink, wink, not really Supermans that have been flying around in pop culture ever since he debuted all the way back in the 30s. Superman's the gold standard. Let's just call it what it is. He is the gold standard for superheroes.
Yeah.
Um,
He's the superhero archetype. Everything that when we think of superheroes, he's like the first. That big S on his chest is one of the first things we think of.
And also the wearing the underwear outside of his pants.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, so super. I mean, I'm not an old school Superman. Everyone's let's just be honest. I'm not an old school Superman fan, but everyone likes Superman. That's like
Yeah.
it's a given. Everyone fucking likes him. Everyone at some point tied something onto their back so they had a cape and jumped off the bed or something like that. Or if you were really brave / stupid, jumped off the roof of the house. Um, I shit to this day. I have a really sweet print of a super. I think it's Superman number 30. That's just hanging out on the hallway. And it's an old school when he's picking up a car. So
Yeah.
every Superman, we all know him. It's he's faster than a locomotive, or faster than a speeding bullet, stronger than a locomotive, can leap tall buildings in a single
I
bounce.
think. Yeah.
Or he can fly too, and is pretty much invincible. And different versions of him are so powerful that they're damn near gods.
Yeah.
So, um, so let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these knockoff,
Okay. Just a warning.
these wannabe, these not quite Supermans.
Just a warning. The first one you're gonna name is gonna release a nuclear bomb in the comment section.
Well, I mean, look, we
But
could,
it's absolutely true.
yeah.
He is a direct knockoff of
I mean,
Superman.
yeah. So who Lottie referring to? We're talking about Son Goku, aka Goku from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball XYZ and Dragon Ball on Infinity. Whatever.
Forever.
Yeah, just Dragon Ball. Will this motherfucker ever die? Um, yes, Goku. Oh, who I would let's can we say in this sense one of the aspects of Superman that Goku embodies is that he is a gateway. He was a gateway the same way Superman was a gateway. Superman was a gateway to
Yeah.
superheroes. Goku was a gateway to anime.
Yeah, he was the gateway to the over the top like anime because before him, the highest, like the most over the top animes were like what Gundam and Fist of the North Star. But honestly, Gundam is not over the top. That's futuristic. And Fist of the North Star, it's a little over the top, but it's grounded. Goku was the first one where we're starting to see like dudes that can punch freaking mountains and
And he was explicitly you can look it up if you want. He was explicitly a Superman ripoff.
Yeah.
Because Akira Toriyama was a fan of Superman and
Yeah.
wanted to make a his version of Superman. And so he combined, the Superman archetypical story with the Journey to the West,
West.
traditional story, a traditional Asian story. And what we got was Goku. And like, look, he's from another planet, crash lands, and is raised by somebody, and then he grows up to have powers.
Yeah, his
I
mom and
mean,
dad both passed away. His
uh,
both mom and dad sent him away and they died.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, it's the
it's
exact same
the
story.
same story. It's the exact same, like copied and paste. Some people be like, no, it's not. Zod is Vegeta. It's copied. It's literally Dragon Ball Z. The basic story is literal copy and paste of Superman.
Yeah, but
It is.
unlike Superman, I mean, Superman can go sit in the sun and become overcharged. Goku has a spirit bomb, or he gets his ass kicked to near death, and then suddenly he powers up. So, there's some out. Of course, he can fly, shoot lasers, uh, survive in space. Pretty much, I mean, what it does Superman do that he can't do? He doesn't have laser eyes, but he can shoot lasers with his hands.
I
Um,
mean,
you know,
I mean, Goku, I think Goku can shoot at laser eyes because
He
other
probably could if
Saiyans
he
can
wanted
do it.
to.
He just doesn't do it. You know,
Yeah.
it's one
So
of those things that you're just like, Goku is whatever Superman can do, Goku can do.
that's yeah. That said, we always have to ask the question: who wins in a fight?
I mean, it matters. There's only one Goku, and there's multiple Supermans. I mean, if you want to use the
How about
strongest
Goku
Goku,
Black?
if you use the strongest Superman, Superman will he'll just stare at Goku, and Goku will turn into to liquid.
That's
The
fair. That's fair.
strongest
That's
Superman,
fair.
the Superman, Cosmic Armor Superman, will literally doesn't even have to touch Goku. You just look at him,
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
Goku just looking at him will not be able to comprehend this sixth dimensional being and just turn into liquid.
Right. Yeah. Now, I mean, it's not a fair comparison. I mean, not really, but
Yeah,
I, I think Goku's he's a good fake Superman.
yeah, he's a good
You
one.
got what's the next one? What's the next
Oh,
one you want to do?
Saitama from One Punch Man, one of my favorite Goku knockoffs,
Oh,
and
Goku knockoffs. You mean
I mean not Goku,
it's a
I mean
Superman
Superman
knockoff?
knockoffs. My bad, Superman knockoffs. I like Saitama. Saitama is not a direct copy and paste of Superman. He is what if Superman lived. Is like what if Superman just one day decided to be a superhero and still live a regular life, and instead of how Superman quote unquote holds back, he doesn't really hold back. He can one punch everything in his, which pretty much he can. You know what I mean? Superman can pretty much one punch pretty much everybody except deities and stuff. But it's like imagine,
And even then, you're just like,
yeah, he can
maybe.
technically do it. So it's like, what if Superman just lived a regular life and just he's just he's constantly bored because he could beat everybody in one single punch.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to ask the question about One Punch. I haven't watched but a few episodes of One Punch Man, but it seems to me that One Punch Man is well. What if I don't know? What if Superman would just every time he fought someone, he just wanted to end it quickly, and
Yeah,
then so. But if you do that, you end up with like I don't understand how One Punch Man doesn't pulp bad guys like all the time. Like he's
what do you
just
mean by pulp him?
you mean like wait if Superman actually tried to punch you in the face, like for
Hmm.
real, you don't have a head. So like
Oh, you're talking about why Saitama doesn't just
yeah,
every
just
time,
I'm
like
sure he
even regular people.
yeah.
So, well, yeah, Saitama has like absolute control of how strong his fist can be. If he doesn't want to kill you, he'll do enough that will knock you the hell out. And there are times where he punches so hard against the villain. Sometimes he doesn't even have to punch him. The guy will just hit him so hard, and the inertia will just go back and destroy the dude's body.
Nice. It's yeah, it sounds about like every time someone punches Superman, I'm like, how is that working for you? Like I don't get it. This dude's been sitting sunbathing all day. What's happening? So
Yeah,
uh, One Punch I do like because a lot of people's criticism of Superman is like he's overpowered and no one can beat him, and it's like One Punch Man is literally that. What if that really was Superman? Like how
yeah,
interesting could this be?
yeah.
Um, I think moving on, we have, and some of these are like, I don't think there's it's like a huge amount to them. Like Shazam. Shazam is almost literally, and
It's Superman with magic.
he's magic Superman, and like
Yeah.
he's literally that. Like there actually was a lawsuit between at the time it was DC Comics and Charlton Comics. Charlton Comics was the one I believe that originally created Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. They actually
Hmm.
had a lawsuit because of copyright infringement that DC lost. But of course, they eventually bought Shazam. But he literally is. I mean, even down to the character design, except for like that stupid short cape. He looked almost exactly like Superman.
Superman, yeah, he's just straight up super,
Yeah,
Magical Superman.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't have to go too much in it, but of course, Invincible. We all know. You guys watch. If you listen to our podcast, you've watched the TV show, so you know about Invincible. He's pretty much a
He,
teenage Superman.
yeah, he's basically Superboy. Yeah,
Yeah,
with almost I mean, not the exact same, but very similar uh, power set. And this, of course, this is intentionally so. Robert Kirkman very intentionally was making like, well, what if Superman? What if Superman sucked? What if he had a
yeah,
kid? That's more or less it. Um, but I think Invincible probably has one of the more interesting character arcs of any fake Superman, any knockoff Superman.
yeah,
I think he definitely has a more interesting character arc than Superman himself. Superman,
yeah, yeah.
a lot of the drama that's been inserted into Superman, and let's not even count like the Golden Age shit because those were stupid, a lot of stupid stories. But Silver Age on, he still has a much more interesting character arc than Superman himself.
I mean,
Um,
I mean, honestly, like if you really think about with Superman, he, the Kryptonians weren't really that bad of a race. There's maybe a couple bad people like Zod
right.
and a few other ones, but when you are born from a race that literally conquers and annihilates everything in their way, and now you have to come to grips that your own father wants to do the same thing,
Yeah.
and you have to face him, and not just him. Probably your grandfather, your great. Because let's just be like, think about it. Like you said, what are those things called? Viltrumites live a very, very long time. Who's like what? What's the name? Nolan looks like a man in his 40s,
Right.
so he can ease. Nolan could have a father that looks like he's still in his 40s. Or maybe in his 50s, you know what I mean? Fight his grandfather, his great great grandfather, you know what I mean? His family.
Right.
And it's just, Goku or Superman doesn't really have to go through that because, Goku, his whole entire race is gone. Superman's family line's been gone, and the few Kryptonians that are left, they're not bad people, you
And the
know?
and the ones that are they get put in the Phantom Zone or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Uh,
not much. It's not much like you said. It's not much really good character
yeah.
development or
And that's and you mentioned Nolan. So Omni-Man, he is the actual Superman, the
yeah,
knockoff Superman. He's one of the the more prominent evil Superman incarnations that we see in like TV or animation or or video games or anything.
probably the
And
best one.
I think uh, he's definitely one of the most uh, ruthless and violent and the most conflicted. He's a bad guy that
Mhm.
doesn't want to be a bad guy, but he knows he better be a damn bad guy because there's even worse guys. It makes me when I think about Omni Man, and now that we've seen Kang or the He Who Remains, I really think of that line he said, "You think I'm bad? You should see the other me's." And I'm like, "Shit, you think Omni Man sucks? You ought to see the rest of the Viltrumites. They are the
I mean,
worst. They're
I mean,
those guys suck so hard."
yeah. I mean, let's just be honest. He was born after the colon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't a part of the colon. Who knows? There are probably Viltrumites. Well, I won't say there probably are. There are Viltrumites that exist during the colon, and the difference of what is that thing called? Superman, like Frieza with Goku and all that stuff. He just blew up the planet with one beam. When you are ripping your own people into pieces with your own bare hands, there's something different than just throwing a massive ball of something to blow up the planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, and it's just like just shows you how just these people are, man. They don't care. They will if you don't join. It's like he said, they either join or die. And when they mean die, they're gonna kill you extremely brutally.
Yeah. And they're like you could look at the Viltrumites and Omni-Man as like what if that see General Zod. I honestly think that if you had Zod there, he'd get murdered by the fucking Viltrumites. That's like the only thing that like if you had Superman run into the Viltrumites, he'd win, but my God, they'd take him through it. Like not even kidding, they'd take his ass through it. Even the he'd have to be like pretty powered up. Because yeah, they're not a joke. Like where it's
Yeah.
not even funny. I think I wanted to mention some of the more lighthearted fake Superman that we've seen. Now I was really surprised. Like so, Underdog. I was surprised you'd never heard of Underdog. Um, it's weird. Underdog, I can understand. He's from like I want to say the 60s or 70s. A cartoon dog that had just think crypto, but like way less like you know good at what he's doing. It's literally a dog, and he just puts on a cape and shit and starts flying around like Superman. And
Mhm.
they made a live action movie out of it. It's just like it was a kids show. And so the stuff Underdog did was just kid shit. But he could fly and was super strong and all that other stuff. Um, and also on that vein, and this one was a lot more of an explicit Superman, sort of a Superman influence was Mighty Mouse, and Mighty Mouse is even older than Underdog. Mighty Mouse, I want to say, 50s or 60s, something like that. But it's a mouse that literally will like I don't want to say I
Oh.
forget how they changed, but would change
Oh.
clothes and put on a cape and fly around like fucking Superman and had like very Supermanish powers.
Shoot. I remember Mighty Mouse, and now you're thinking about Mighty Mouse. Remember Adam Ant? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I remember these.
yeah. So those were, I mean, like I said, those were very. And if we're gonna do it, Captain Caveman is pretty close to a Superman also, because he could fly and all that and was super strong.
Captain.
And I know you also
Oh
you,
man.
you also mentioned again, these were more lighthearted, but you also mentioned Captain Planet. I never thought of it that way, but now that I think about it,
Yeah.
Captain maybe it's like if Superman were Voltron, yes,
Yeah.
you have a Captain Planet, very much in that same vein. Which just kind of goes to show you that the Superman archetype is really what's sometimes it's really the basis for many of these heroes. You also had the Crimson Chin. You reminded me of that from Fairly Odd Parents. It is
By
is
my mother's mandible, I say nay.
it's it is interesting to me though how Superman it really resonates with kids. What is it about
Yeah.
Superman like it that really kind of it just makes sense to them like just this a dude that he can fly and he's just super strong in the back. He can stand up to any bad guy and shit like that. He's it's something very fundamental about Superman that kids like.
That really muscular, like tall, chest out, the big S. It's like you said, it's it's one of those things that you could pretty much show Superman to almost, or I don't even think you have to even say show Superman. Show that symbol to almost any kid in the world. They pretty much would know who the heck that is. And
Right.
Superman has permeated into so many things. And it's like the more and more we think about it, how many times have we watched like a cartoon? Oh, freak, remember oh, I remember. You're right. Dexter's Laboratory, Major Glory. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's
what it
why.
was.
Yes,
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 Major Glory. How many times have we watched TV shows where Superman is like like they'll have like a Superman person in the cartoon. Like, with then it got to the point where they were just like, hey, let's just make what if Superman was three girls, the Powerpuff
yeah,
Girls.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely, yeah. The Powerpuff Girls definitely.
Yeah.
um, And so, but he's so ubiquitous. And the thing about Superman is because we all know who he is. They call him the ultimate Boy Scout, right? So he's
Yeah.
truth, justice, and the American way. All that that great stuff right there, right? And so,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, it's it's more interesting to go in the opposite direction. And comics are rife with you know uh, evil versions of Superman, and in the video, we have in the video games the alternate version of Superman and Injustice. The
Yeah.
Injustice series.
Shoot, we used to
Um,
have them in books with Stillheart.
yeah,
You know.
so yeah, absolutely. You got Steelheart, uh, and that brand by Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
A very much evil Superman. Evil not just because he's evil, but also because of the nature of his powers
Yeah.
influencing his actions. And then of course, and I think this is the last one we want to talk about, but probably one of the most outrageous versions of Superman we've seen so far. I mean, there's been other independent comics have done like the Utopian. There's a I forget, I think the guy's name is Supreme. There's a guy named Supreme from Image Comics that's also very
Mm-hmm.
much a Superman guy.
Yeah.
Um, and but I think even in Watchmen you sort of have he's not really Superman, but he is kind of Superman in Doctor Manhattan. But this guy, this like I said, the most outrageous, even more than Omni-Man. Omni-Man's probably the most violent, but the most outrageous of them is definitely Homelander from The Boys.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
his comics incarnation, is an absolute monster, and if you can believe it, they've softened him up a little bit, softened him just a little bit for the TV show. So yeah, but he's that a reprehensible, nearly inhuman, just codependent, insecure, just an awful, awful person that you cannot feel at ease around. Like, and
Yeah.
we're sitting there watching the show. Every time he's in a scene, I'm like, is he gonna kill one of these motherfuckers? Literally every scene, every single scene I saw him in, I was like, is he about to snap and just like pulp
Kill everybody.
somebody? I was like, what the hell?
I mean, let's just be honest. Remember that scene where he like laser beamed the whole entire the crowd?
Right.
In your mind, you literally thought he did that. Like there was no doubt in your mind. You're like, he did that. But then you realize, oh, he was just dreaming.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I would have blamed people who I thought he did that, I was like, oh my god,
I was like, he
Homelander,
finally snapped.
stop.
He finally snapped. And
And the fact that he thought about it.
yeah, it's and I mean again, Homelander. He's definitely Superman. He's even got a kid that inherits his powers. But he is just if Superman were like if Superman was the most inhuman. Like it's weird because he's human and Clark Kent isn't. Clark Kent is not human, but he's human by culture.
Yeah,
And Homelander was raised in a fucking lab, and
lab. Yeah,
he's like I said, his weakness. He doesn't have a real actual physical weakness. There's no such thing. We saw that his weakness is psychological. Like if he could get rid of his need for everyone to love him, he would rule the world. And
yeah,
that the fact that he has no problem at all crushing a man's head, or shoot laser beaming somebody or anything like that. He just doesn't do it because it's not good for business.
yeah,
And to know that every time you're in his presence, he literally looks at you as if you're a bug. That's I mean, frightening. Just somehow they Anthony Starr channels all of the horrific nature of Homelander. But and he also has like I said, he's maybe he has a human side, but it's really fucking weird. So gosh, I gotta go take a shower because just thinking about that,
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about him shooting a mighty load all
Oh
over the
my god.
city.
The freaking Homelander.
And there's more to come. There's more to come in the upcoming season. So
I
uh,
remember watching that, and I was just like, "What in the? Oh God, this." What?
do you think now here's the question. Did he take an airplane out? Would he destroy an airplane with that? You know he was pent up
I mean,
after he had to kill his his mommy fixation handler. So you know he was pent up.
I mean, you saw what happened with Hancock.
Yeah.
He blew off the roof. But freaking yeah, Homelander. Uh, I
Yeah.
mean, like you said, probably one of I don't say probably. He is the most unsettling villain I have seen in a very long. Like, you know who Homelander is?
What was that?
Homelander is if Superman was a serial killer.
Yeah, I see that. Now, and speaking of, and I did forget one since we're talking about Homelander. Did you ever see Brightburn? Uh,
No, but I heard about
oh man,
the whole.
Brightburn is what if what if Superboy were Michael Myers? That's almost literally what that movie is, and
Wow.
it's fucking terrifying. Let me tell you, it's terrifying. It's yeah. I hope I don't think they'll ever make another one, but it's pretty awful. Like it's because you said serial killer, and I'm like, well, no. What's like I said, Michael Myers. What if he's Michael Myers? What if Michael Myers could fly and was bulletproof? There you go. That's
Oh my god. That's why it's like you said, if I lived in a world where like there was just like random people got superpowers, you have to ask yourself, would you want to live in that world? Because if you're one of the few people that don't have superpowers,
yeah.
it's somebody who is a freaking sociopath has superpowers. Oh my god.
Like I'm
You
good
better
on that.
hope and pray. You better hope and pray there is somebody good that has powers to match him. Because unfortunately, in the boys, the only person who can match this psycho is his son, and he's just a boy.
Yep. Sure is.
That's the world that they live in. Because literally, like, when you live in a world where there are people with superpowers, you better hope and pray the man that is Superman is not a sociopath. And you better hope that if he is a sociopath, there is somebody that is an actual good person that can stop him. Because if not, ooh,
Yeah, we did. That's
yeah,
yeah, we
we're
did.
just we're under his thumb, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. But thank the Lord that we have actual Superman. At the end of the day, Superman, he is the hero of all heroes. He is the archetype. We can count on him. That's why the DC multiverse turns on what Superman gets up to. And usually he gets up to kicking ass and making everything right for truth, justice, and not just the American way, just the humanity's way. So, so hats off to Superman. He's one of our favorites, the OG, the first
Yo, Jim.
superhero,
Yep.
and the accept no substitutions. Except you can go ahead and accept those because a lot of those substitutions are really cool. So,
I mean,
and yeah,
it's fitting that Superman, at the end of all things, he's on top of fiction. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
basically the final, Superman, cosmic Superman, he looks over all of fiction, and no other character I feel deserves that mantle to be the like watcher or protector of fiction. than Superman.
Absolutely. All right, so we've nerded out on Superman this week. So, what do you guys think about our topic and our commentary? And what do you think about Superman in general? Why don't you get down in the comments? Let us know what you're thinking. Of course, you can hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1, and we can chop it up about this and any other nerdy, superhero-y things you'd like to talk about. And hey, while you're at it, why don't you hit that subscribe button, join the Super Not Funny Show family, and hit that notification bell so it'll let you know when we drop new content. And, we're doing that all the time. New reviews, reactions, podcasts. We're doing it all. Talking about this nerd stuff, man. That's what we do at the Super Not Funny Show. And hey, Lottie, thanks for joining me. Why don't you tell everybody where they can hit you up on social media?
Oh yeah, you can always find me on Instagram. Anu Kinihun is ANUKINIHUN. Again, it's Anu Kinihun, ANUKINIHUN. And then, on Instagram, I upload pictures, small little clips of like videos or movies that I'm doing. I mean, I've videos and pictures of the video games I'm working on, also on YouTube. You know, I have little videos expanded on of the short videos I have on Instagram, and I'm showing like little gameplay of like games that I'm coming up as well.
All right, so you guys go and check it out. And I think you have a YouTube channel too, right?
Oh yeah.
So you hit them up on YouTube, hit them up on Instagram, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Show some love to Lottie. I know he's doing his thing over there. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining Lottie and I on this episode, this bye week for the Super Not Funny Show. Come back next week. We're going to be talking about the Suicide Squad. That should be a fun time. And I think we're going to be probably a day late on that just because it's coming out on Thursday and we got to sit and watch that thing before we can talk about it. So join us back here next week for that. And thanks once again to Lottie for joining me on this podcast.
Mhm.
So until next week, I have been Mole Poupée, your resident fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you
Yep.
on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.